Silver shard.
Kilko fim safi.
Have a creepy stalker. Reasonably sized area, but not massive by any means.
Time to finish this.
Is it? Shaman.
Wait here for now.
Imitation.
This cake. Magical bolts. Quite sure why I'm collecting these short bows. They're not that valuable.
Time to finish this.
Indeed.
Wait here for now. Time to finish this. I will
Yes, I will destroy now. I have the better defenses at the moment, so I'm trying to be the tank of the group. Minor damage reduction, but compared to Bevel's 0 damage reduction, it's better that I take the bomb. Okay, can this happen? Warping. And if I click here, I bet I'll return to where I was. Don't get it. Don't get it. What I don't get is why.
One mistake and you're mine.
Suddenly lizardman. What's the trigger for it? Well, I haven't had really any problems so far. Might have to replenish our spells soon. I'd really appreciate some kind of a notification. How much time do you have left? Guess they'll try to avoid a busy user interface where a lot of moving timers or things like that are also visible. With many spells it doesn't particularly matter. Much more important that you just know when they're on and off, but with certain abilities I really wish I could see the exact timer. I have to replenish them at least once.
I will destroy you.
Probably after this fight. I don't want to take any chances.
I will
It's
destroy
around
you.
4 minutes. And then they should be running out. Maybe 5. But yeah, I think now we're nearing the part where we're running out.
Like
Need to keep moving. No hesitation.
Kilko Fim
And
Safi.
looks like there's maybe 1 or 2 rooms still left. So good enough. We have 3 sleep spells.
Wait here for now. Time to finish this.
Make this saving throws. These guys have 2-handed swords. They might come through the defensive spell. Still didn't have any extra durability.
Dear John Queenie there.
Yeah, 1 room and there's the silver shard. Lizardlings.
Oh, great spirits of the stone tomb, please hear our plea. The other lizardling tribes take our territory. They wage war. And before we fight them for our ancestral hatching grounds, we ask for your blessings.
There certainly are an awful lot of them. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
A warm blood. Here, your very presence offends the stone god.
Blow me. Thanks for opening the door. Now you die.
Kill them!
Could have tried something, but doesn't really care.
Wait here for now. Time to finish this.
Ooh, that's cool. Neutralize quite a few of them. I just need to kill them before they get their shit together again. Brain a few lizardlings. Sleep won't last all that long. Okay, that was the fight. Not too bad. Pebble got his ass kicked a little bit, but who cares? +1 silver shard. I think I'll rest here. I don't know what's coming next, so I'd rather go into it with full spells. Golden Chalice of Lathander and a silver shard health bonus. Hit points +10.
We were risking life and limb for that? None of this makes any sense. Dagon can do his own blasted quest from now on. When you're done searching around, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
You have returned, and you have brought the shard.
That's all you can say? I almost died out there!
If I did not believe you could handle the task, I would have sent another.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the swamp getting attacked by lizard folk.
No, I was here attending the wounded, Bevel. Now find Marion and do the same.
I don't see how you put up with him.
Now, for the shard. Let me see it.
What were those ruins?
Many such ruins lie within the mare and beneath it. They are of ancient Ilfarn, an empire once forged from an alliance of dwarfs and elves. All that remains are ruins, and little else. And their empire lives on only in history books and stories.
Tell me about the shard.
That shard is one of a pair. Both were found after the battle that destroyed West Harbor long ago. My half-brother Duncan and I asked a mage in Neverwinter to examine the shards for enchantments, but he found nothing except a faint magical aura, residue of the battle. And so I kept one shard, and the other I gave to Duncan. Not long after I returned to West Harbor, I sealed it away in the ruins.
How long ago was this battle in West Harbor fought?
It was long ago, and it was a battle that did not concern West Harbor, but the village was caught up in it like many such villages in the Mare of Dead Men. We knew little about what had sparked the conflict. Demons were involved, led by a warlock of great power. We only knew him as the King of Shadows. The forces of Neverwinter attempted to drive the demons back. Many villagers fled, some taking the road, others wading into the swamp, anything to escape the battle. There was an explosion, pure and white, then nothing more.
I feel magic from the shard. Strong magic.
Strange. Perhaps the attack awakened it. If so, then perhaps a second look at these shards would yield different results. But such divinations would be beyond anyone here in West Harbor, including Tarmus.
Why did you put it in the ruins?
I could not bring myself to cast it away. Yet at the same time, I did not wish to keep it close. You are too young to remember what occurred, I know. But the battle was a terrible one. And that shard, it reminds me too much of that night.
So I retrieved the shard. What now?
I need you to go to the city of Neverwinter. Find my half-brother Duncan, retrieve the second shard, and take it to a mage you both can trust. Duncan owns an inn in the docks district of the city, the Sunken Flagon. Not the most reputable place, but safe enough.
Is Bevel coming with me?
No. I know you value him as a friend, but he will be of no help outside of West Harbor. He would only slow you down. Bevel is made for simpler things.
What if the beast track me down?
That is possible, but this village cannot shelter you or survive another attack. On the road, moving, you have a chance. Once you reach Neverwinter, it may prove more difficult for them to attack you.
I've heard enough. How do I get to Neverwinter?
Head to the small port town of Highcliff when you are free of the swamp. There, seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. The beast that attacked us will leave West Harbor alone once they realize their quarry has fled. If all goes well, you should be in Neverwinter before they find your trail. Say your farewells. Your boots may travel many roads before you return. I let some of the others know you are leaving, but not the why of it.
I want to talk to some people first.
Return when you are ready to leave, and we will speak of the path you must take.
Okay. I'm basically trying to sell some crap, maybe ask for more help. Harms.
So, your father sent you off to Neverwinter. As if everything that's happened tonight isn't enough adventuring for one lifetime. I'm hoping that you'll be back soon enough after you reach the city, but most people who leave West Harbor don't come back.
Anything you can give to help me on the journey?
I've got some bandages here, though I hope you won't need to use them. You can also have my share of the loot that we found. You'll need it more than I do.
There must be something more you can give me.
Well, here. You can have what I've got left from my militia pay. Things are probably more expensive out there.
100 gold.
Wish I could go with you, but the defense of the village is important too.
Do you know what I can expect on the road?
Not really. There's an inn north of here along the road. It's the only one between here and the edge of the mare, from what I understand. Plenty of lizard folk in the swamp, of course. Just stick to the roads and you'll be fine, though. At least, that's what I've heard.
I'd better get going.
Good luck. And if you run across the one who killed Amy, stick a blade through his heart for me. She deserves at least that.
Well, at least. So you're headed off to Neverwinter, are you? Just remember that you're a harborman and don't take any guff from the city folk. We harbormen can take care of ourselves. We don't need any fancy walls to keep us safe. Anything you can do to help? Here, take this. Harbormen take care of their own, not like them city dwellers. Do you remember that? If I had more to spare, I would, gladly. But after this attack, and with the season we've been having, well, this is the best I can do for you. Cure moderate wounds potion. The West Harbor is safe for now, and in part due to your efforts. I'm sorry about your friend. I wish I could have saved her. Thank you. It's no one's fault. All blame lies with the mage that led the attack. A shame Tarnas wasn't able to send him to the abyss. Dagon mentioned you were headed for Neverwinter. It's a bad time to be traveling. Galen the merchant told us about his journey, and unless his tales were taller than usual, your road to Neverwinter won't be an easy one. I will pray for your safety. The Mare of Dead Men is fast becoming more dangerous. Anything you can help? I'm a humble priest with little to give except the blessings of my lord. Those blessings you shall have, though.
So, Dagon is sending you to Neverwinter, eh? I can't say I approve. If it were a militia matter, I wouldn't send you alone. But I don't have any right to tell him how to raise his child. Can you at least tell me why you're going? Your father wouldn't tell me a thing.
I'm taking what the invaders were looking for away from here.
You know what they were looking for? They tore apart half the houses in town. What is it?
A chunk of silver. Doesn't even look valuable.
Obviously, those beasts didn't come all that way for a chunk of silver. There must be more to it than that.
It's possible. I'm taking it to Neverwinter to find out more.
That does sound important. More important than staying here. It won't be easy reaching Neverwinter. I've traveled that way once or twice. It's a dangerous journey, especially for one traveling alone. You might want to ask around the village. If you're going to leave, some folks might be able to offer some help.
Could you give anything to help on the journey?
You may not have trained under me, but I've always enjoyed your company. And you acquitted yourself well with the village defense. Here, take this shield. It's always served me well. And even if you don't use it, you can sell it for some gold that might do you some good.
What can you tell me about the road to Neverwinter?
The road is as wild as a road can get and still be called a road. And that was before the patrols stopped coming. There's only the one road in the mare, and that leads to us. There's a small inn on the way. Makes most of his trade off adventurers and the like. Galen, you remember him? The merchant? Well, he says the road is even worse than before. Lizardlings and other creatures have been sighted, and in large numbers.
What can you tell me about Galen?
He's about the only merchant that comes our way. Does it once or twice a year. And thank Joaquin he does. We don't have a blacksmith, so he sells us what we can't make ourselves. With the way he loves to stop and chat, I wouldn't be surprised if you caught up with him.
Why did the patrols along the road stop?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I can say is I wish they'd start up again. Might have prevented the attack on us, or at least given us some warning.
Any news about Neverwinter recently?
Well, you already know about that war they had against Luskan a while back. Nasty business that was. Lost too many Greycloaks in that campaign from what I hear. The whole city was burned to the ground. Every last house.
Tell me more about Luskan.
Neverwinter's rival to the north. A den of thieves and pirates it is. Their leaders, the High Captains, some of them were pirates. And to make matters worse, a sinister cabal is said to rule from the shadows. The Arcane Brotherhood. There's nothing good about Luskan. I'd just avoid it.
Very well. What exactly do we get? Light shield +1. Unlimited uses light. Mass cure serious wounds 3 charges per use, and we have 3 charges. So we're probably better off just selling this crap. Money will be more useful than a single heal. Oh, you. Hi, it's young Bevel's friend. Thank you for bringing my son back safely from the mare. Bevel is still rather shaken from the attack and the loss of your friend. I'm grateful you were there to watch over him. I understand that you've been sent to Neverwinter. The city of skilled hands. I just pray you fare better than Bevel's brother Lorne. Whatever happened to Lorne? He went to fight in the war with Luskan, right? He's never come back. I don't know if he's dead or alive. A lot of soldiers died during the war with Luskan. I just pray he wasn't one of them. Brother Mering says, never give up hope, but it's been such a long time. I just want to know what happened. If he died, it would be good to put him to rest with the rest of his family. Give him the honor of a proper soldier's burial. Is there anything you can do to help? So, Chalmers' apprentice is finally up. To study at the Mage's Tower, I wager. I'm afraid I have nothing to give. Those creatures pillage our house thoroughly. Yes, the creatures. Very well.
This incursion is the most noteworthy event that's happened here in years. I had high hopes for Amy. She was a rare find in West Harbor. A shame she failed to heed her first lesson. Always listen to Tarmas. You're leaving at a very inconvenient time. You've shown yourself to be the only apprentice with a lick of sense, and now you're off to the gods know where. Go if you must, but mysteries remain here that need to be answered.
Fine. Just don't expect any help next time you get into trouble.
I didn't need your help, and thought I had made that perfectly clear. The girl died a meaningless death. A needless sacrifice only helps your enemy. Learn this lesson, and you may avoid Amy's fate.
Oh. Anything you can do to help me with the journey?
You're committed to this journey, then. Not helping out your master, Tarmas, eh? Blast it, then. Take this. Can't have my apprentice going into the mare empty-handed. At the very least, you'll stand a better chance of surviving than Amy did. The fool girl. But your best bet is to convince some young addle-brained local to be your bodyguard. I tell you, not a bad piece of advice for a wizard.
Why did you come to West Harbor if you think so little of its people?
Suffice it to say that I find the bustle of city life even less endearing than the mosquitoes here. And here I can work quietly, in exchange for teaching some mud farmer's child a bit of lore every now and again.
Certainly there's more to the story than that.
There's more to it than farming and pig contests. Of that you can be certain. Come back later, then we can talk.
Hmm. Hey, I'm one of your apprentices.
And that makes you a diamond in the muck. You've learned your letters, and even some of the art. As much as it pains me to lose the only other worthwhile mind in the village to some journey through the swamp, I think a far brighter future lies ahead of you than behind, yes? Just mind the lessons that I've taught you, and perhaps you'll avoid Amy's fate.
Hmm. Why do you even bother taking apprentices?
Do you think it's by choice? Having filthy beggar children tidying my place up with inept hands and clouded minds? I could hire a servant for that. But the village has expectations of a resident wizard, responsibilities that cannot be shirked. So I teach them their letters, so they can write dirty messages in the mud or some such rot, only to watch them throw it all away in a meaningless gesture of loyalty. Stupid girl! Of course. In fact, I would prefer it.
Could I buy some items from you?
Oh, very well. I suppose I could always use more coin.
So, extended farewells. Ooh, ring of fortitude. And braziers of armor. We have about 4,000 gold thanks to this, so. And Harmless does not have anything of interest. So we could buy the magic missile scroll. Minor spell scrolls anyway. I don't particularly see an immediate use for them. However, you never know. The big positive of being a wizard is that you have the vast selection of spells to rely on. So might as well expand it as much as we can. Still, we're as ready as we're ever gonna be.
Have you said your farewells?
I'm ready to go.
To get to Neverwinter, take the road that borders the Starling Farm out of town. It is the only road through the Mare of Deadmen, so following it will be easy. The road itself has not been patrolled for some time, and few travel it. Move quickly, and you may be able to avoid the many beasts of the Mare.
This road doesn't sound too safe.
I suspect you will see your share of battle before you reach Neverwinter. Stray from the road, and the danger is even greater. I've made it known that you traveled directly for the city, in the hopes that the enemy will pursue you along the high road. Instead, you will head to the small port town of Highcliff once you are clear of the swamp. From there, you will seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter.
Are you sure there will be ships available?
There is a ship named the Double Eagle that will await you in Highcliff. Her captain, Flynn by name, is a trusted friend of mine and will ferry you safely to the city. Your trip to Neverwinter will be quicker by water, and my attempt at misdirection may allow you to reach Highcliff before the enemy becomes aware of your true route. I have nothing more to say. It's time for you to go, my daughter. Each moment you remain here brings greater risk to the village.
Weeping Willow Inn. At least we're out of the starter city. Out in the world, looking for trouble.
Kilkofim Safi.
Now that we're outside, maybe you'd like to tell me what you said again. Slowly this time, so you could think about what you're saying.
You're a small one to be taking this road all by yourself, dwarf. Maybe you've come looking for trouble. Unless you have a little coin to convince us otherwise.
Just leave me out of this.
My friend's right. I believe all of you were threatening me. If you ever decide to throw a punch, that is. Even the stranger can see you're too scared of your own shadows to do it.
Is that so? Maybe both of you should pay. How about that?
Come on. Someone tried to hit me already. Even the newcomer here sees that you're all too afraid to do anything.
All right, I've heard enough of this. Come on, boys. Let's deal with the dwarf and his new friend.
Time for a little fun. Take that! Give it up!
Not much of a fight. Still, I think we made our first friend outside the village.
Well now, that was a good fight. A shame they had to resort to weapons. But if they have to keep the odds even, can't blame them too much. Name's Kelgar, by the way, of the clan Iron Fist. I've been making my way along the coast for some time now. Stopped in the Willow here for a brief fight.
Really enough, Loan. Glad I could even the odds for you.
Ha! Even the odds? They didn't stand a chance in the first place. Obviously, you haven't heard of me. So, tell me, what brings you out along the mare? Roads aren't exactly safe, you know, and they're getting worse all the time.
I'm on my way to Neverwinter.
Seems it's your lucky day, then. I happen to be traveling to Neverwinter as well.
Really? Why are you going there?
Now that's a tale. Oh, glad you asked. But can't discuss it without a tankard or two, I think. I say we step inside the Weeping Willow here and share our stories over a few of the innkeeper's best. So then I punched him in the face for asking. And while he was trying to pick his teeth off the floor, his friend decided to add a few choice words about my heritage. So I punched him too. So to make a long story short, I take pride in what I do, fighting. It's something you can't get enough of, and it's something where there's always room for improvement if you apply yourself, stay focused, and keep swinging. And that's why I'm headed to Neverwinter. I heard there's a house of monks there. A monastery, right? I heard they'll train anyone, just for the asking. Couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
You want to become a monk?
Aye, that's the short of it.
Why a monk?
Well, as it happens, I didn't always want to become a monk. What happened was that...
The Kalachar! Find it!
Well, look at this. Our next round of practice just arrived.
Kilkofim Safi.
There aren't that many enemies. And it's the same trash we've killed so far. Nothing new. That it? No? Please, someone help me! There are more of those fog beasts upstairs. They have my husband trapped. How many more are up there? I don't know. A lot though. They seem to be looking for something. Please help, my husband is in danger. Now we can try to ask for a reward, decline or accept the help. We know what they're looking for, so might as well help. You seem to have a knack for finding trouble, Lilina. Ooh, we got an influence with Kelgar with that. Stay with me and I'll bring you all the brawls you can handle. Let's go. And that's quite a lot. We best hurry. Don't want those creatures to leave before we get there. Thank you so much, madam. Please hurry. I'm afraid of what the creatures might do to him. I'm afraid my enchantments might run out, so I doubt there's all that many of them. Half a dozen at most. Maybe a few more. Still, we just need to keep this simple. I mean, these aren't that powerful warriors. Now they have weapons, though previously they were pretty much unarmed as far as I can tell. Doesn't seem to make much of a difference, though. We'll loot after we've killed everyone. Okay, maybe a dozen enemies like that. There's still 2 more rooms left. Latelings. Ooh. Okay, not bad.
Yeah?
Kelgar is a fighter. Shield dwarf, neutral good. Tells a lot about his relationship with where we can get influence with him. But each one should have a personality of their own, so the alignment gives you direction, maybe on what not to do, but how to gain alignment, influence, that's another thing entirely. Dude, that looks like a nasty guy. Look at that friendly smile. Suitable for Kelgar. Please don't hurt me. No one's going to hurt you. You won't hurt me? I should thank you then. Those things were ready to tear me apart when you showed up. Are you Gera's husband? Yes, I cowered under the bed while she ran for help. Is she safe? My wife's fine. She's waiting you downstairs. Oh, thank the gods, but is it safe to leave? If there are any more of those creatures? They've been dealt with. You can leave. It's safe for now. It is? Oh, bless you. I can't believe I'm still alive. Thank you, thank you. We got a little bit of experience out of that. Elkar got his butt kicked a little bit, but he also killed them quite rapidly. What do you have?
Yeah?
Shitty armor and a shitty weapon, so that explains quite a bit.
I'm ready if you need me.
It's more of a lack of equipment than anything else. I'm taking the crap loot here because I'm pretty sure I can just dump them on the... requires us to hit the lock. I'm pretty sure I can just dump them on the owner of this inn. Galen. Thank you for your assistance. I was beginning to think there was no end to those creatures. Aren't you the merchant that was in West Harbor recently? That I am. I try to make the trip twice a year. Not a lot of competition yet, and quite a healthy amount of gold to be made too. Wait, I've seen you before. Dagon's child, from West Harbor, am I right? Yes, that's right. Good folk, you harbormen. Strong, resilient, and you pay well for my goods. I make a tidy sum whenever I stop by. Is the trip to West Harbor dangerous? Why do you think I'm traveling with these guards? Even with the additional cost though, my visits to West Harbor are always profitable. And I admit to having a certain fondness for your village. Living in a swamp requires a certain stubbornness after all. Questions. Questions. I'll tell you what I can. I hope you understand if I don't wish to tarry here, however. Can you tell me anything about the road to Highcliffe? Oh, the usual warnings. Lizard folk seem to have spread further north. Usual bandit troubles. You can rest briefly at Fort Lock, of course. The fort was in a bit of a disarray when I last made a stop on the way up to West Harbor. Something about their commander gone missing. Lost patrols? Very unpleasant. And refugees had begun trickling in. I assume it's due to the lizard folk migration. Was there anything else? Farewell. The men and I should be leaving anyhow. It would seem I'd be safer resting on the road tonight. Thank you again for your assistance. I do hope that the next time we meet will be under better circumstances. Yarek, Kalas, let's go. We're leaving. At least 4 locked chests here. I want to open them. I want to get the destructible loot inside. I think I might have opened all of them. It is a very colossal area for this spell. Yeah, it opened everything. Only go. That's disappointing. Garnet. Yeah, nothing really useful. We need some better equipment for Keldar. He doesn't have a shield, he doesn't have a proper armor, the weapon is questionable. Something needs to be improved, otherwise he's going to be more of a burden than anything else. You've done it! Please, take this gold with our thanks. We will be forever grateful. Thank you. Glad I was able to help. Thank you again for seeing my husband to safety. We shall remember you in our prayers. We'd best be moving on. I don't mind a fight, but I don't like bringing others into our battles. Actually, did I even get money? I don't think I did. A little bit of extra experience, sure. Yorick. Looks like we were lucky to have you and your dwarf friend here. You will always be welcome here at the Weeping Willow. Those who survived all give their lives. Show me what you have for sale. Okay. Hmm. 4,167 gold pieces. Potion of antidote. Weapon is not so important. There are a couple of decent looking weapons here, but what Kelgar needs at the moment is proper armor. We're looking at 6,000 plus for a better weapon, and these aren't that good weapons to begin with. Well, this would be nice. Great sword, but it's a 200 weapon. I'm not giving it to Kelgar. Lesser belt of guiding light. Immune to freer. Yeah, that's not good. Well, it's not bad either, but it's not really good. Change shirts. We need a shield. Armor is the most important thing. Ooh, full plate. 1,500, but it's worth it. Has a drastic increase in armor class. Maybe a shield +1. It's an expensive investment in him, but the thing is, I think it's still worth it. Maybe shield +1. We could just buy a normal shield, I suppose. But I'm trying to think, what expenses do we really have? And spells would be the likeliest. Maybe some type of specialty items. A few of them. And weaponry here or there. But for some time we probably aren't going to be able to afford anything extra. I don't think something like 850 extra gold is going to matter in the long run anyway. Just take it. Armor class 22. That's a respectable armor class at this stage. And I think that'll be it. Right.
Yes.
My armor class, for example, is 11, and the higher the better. So he can now probably stand up to most enemies we're gonna find.
Yeah?
So decent damage, decent attack bonus. Everything's fine. Doesn't really know anything special. A lot of different weapon focuses.
I'm ready if you need me.
Just wondering, should I focus on one singular weapon with Helga, or try to learn as many combat styles as possible? There's some benefit into focusing. Tangible effects. You can significantly increase the damage you do and slightly increase your attack bonuses. It's not insignificant by any means. Either way, continuing on. We have a first proper companion, and
Well now, I've had a good time so far. And the way you attract trouble. I haven't had this much fun since that tavern back at Bogan's Pass where I was using that trestle table as a battering ram. Oh, look, we're heading in the same direction and you seem to have more enemies than friends. What say we travel together? Might be able to teach each other a few things.
I agree. It will be safer if we stay together.
Good. I'd be glad for the company and the conversation. And don't you worry about me keeping up. Kelgar Iron Fist carries his own weight. I won't be slowing you down.
Didn't think you would. As long as we can maintain access to some of these protection spells, we can probably hold our own, but it's going to be increasingly the case that that's just not going to be enough. Or our attack bonus we have and the number of attacks are just going to be dragging down and down and down compared to proper fighters. So we can't keep this up. I'd have to basically make an Eldritch Knight out of my character, and I don't want to do that. It's a very potent combination, but the thing is, I do want to go with the Red Wizard route, so that's my main focus. Spellcasting specialization, which means someone has to carry the burden of the melee combat. And I can't even summon other creatures to help, so it has to be companions. In order for me to not rely on companions, I'd have to be a fairly high level caster. And even then, I'd have to rest quite frequently. So, simply not an option at the moment. And Kelgar is trustworthy. He's neutral good, so not really a match for our alignment. However, you have to keep in mind what chaotic evil means. Very self-interested, highly valuing yourself above every other. Which means just because we're chaotic evil does not necessarily mean we want similar creatures or people to join up, because I know I wouldn't be trustworthy, and neither would any of them. So it's much better to at least have some kind of neutral people to form the core of our party. Try to gain influence with them and try to get that to work. Relying on other evil people only would be very risky. They're not the type of people who would sacrifice themselves in order to cover my ass. I mean, if the situation was really dangerous, where defeat is probable or even likely, a good or neutral aligned person might stick with me. They might have that loyalty. Evil person, probably not. So, not that we have a choice at this point, but where do we go next? Fort Lock.